Sarah here with Elemental Motion, and today we are going to be talking foam rolling. All right, so we all have foam rollers, or most of us do, and they just sit there and we don't use them. It's time for us to use them, and I'm going to teach you how to do it. Okay, so first, let's go ahead and start on our foam roller on our bum. Okay, we're going to be doing first our glutes, and then our back, and then our hamstrings. Let's take that back. First, we're going to do our glutes, then our piriformis, then our hamstrings, then our back, then our lats, then our IT bands, then our quads, and then I'll finish up by showing a little extra for our shins and calves. Okay, so to get started, we're going to sit on our foam roller right where our meat hits the seat. Okay, we want to have those feet planted on the floor, knees pointed up, and we're just going to gently rock from side to side. As we're rocking from side to side, notice I'm not going bloop. I'm not moving my whole body yet. So first, we're just going to go side to side, really to loosen up that low back, just to kind of get some feedback saying what's going on back there. From there, now I'm going to kind of go to the side like this, maybe roll into the cheek a little bit, and then go to the other side, and then roll into the meat of the seat over there, right into that glute, okay? And then go back over onto the other side. And then after we do that, we are going to go ahead and go over our bum this way, and then all the way to the top of our pelvis. So right over, again, the meat, rocking the pelvis, loosening up that low back by releasing those glutes. Maybe, ooh, it feels so nice. One more on this side and one more on that side. Ooh, get that glute medius there. All right, so now we're going to talk about our piriformis. We are going to cross over an ankle to our knee. From there, I'm going to dip this knee into the foam roller. So I want to try to be right where my hip and femur come together, right? Where my hip socket is. I'm going to tip on over, woo, and then I'm going to roll back and forth right there, okay? That can be a pretty tight one. And you might want to play around with that angle so I feel like a little knot right there. So I'm going to go back and forth and try to work that knot out. And then when you've had enough fun on one side, or about 8 to 10 passes, especially if it's sore, then you're going to readjust yourself. You're going to cross your ankle. You're going to tip that knee in. This back hand comes up. You can either put it on your knee or on the foam roller, or just have it out in space. As then you roll your other side. Notice I'm using my other leg to help me go back and forth. This is why foam rolling, I usually have it as a warm-up for my clients, because you are going to be using your body and working it. I also really love foam rolling before and after runs, after hikes, long walks. You know, if you're going to be using your body, just go ahead and warm it up. All right, after you've had enough fun there, like I said, after here, we're going to go into our hamstrings. For the hamstrings, I'm going to switch up this way. Try to stay in camera. We're going to straighten our legs out. Make sure they're parallel from your hip bones. Take your hands behind you. Walk it out to right take it out to right before the kneecap and back. If you don't have long arms like I do, you might have to walk yourself like this, and it can be challenging, so just do what you can, okay? Let's say you have really, really tight hamstrings, you want to get into them deeper, you can also go ahead and cross a leg over so that then there's more pressure on those hamstrings, okay? So we first do it parallel, and then we're going to take our legs out wide, turn those feet out, and then we'll pigeon toe and get the inner thigh, okay? So after our hamstrings, I said we're going to do the back. So for our back, we want to start on our bums on the floor, and you're going to be putting this foam roller about right here, okay? Right where that thoracic spine starts, above your lumbar, okay? Think about where your belly button is, draw a straight line through, that's where we're starting, okay? So I'm going to put my foam roller there, I lean back on it. I'm going to have my feet nice and planted, knees, hips all in a line. My hands are going to interlock. So I can put them behind my head and have those arms nice and open. As I cradle my head in my hands and walk it to my shoulders and then push my legs forward back to that starting point. So look at my legs, I'm bending them in so I can get up to my shoulder, and I'm straightening my legs out. Keeping this chest open all the time, because I don't want to be doing this, right? Because really I want to open up that chest. And if you really want to look backwards, you can. If you have long hair, make sure you have it up. If you have a hoodie, make sure you pull it up, or if you have like strings or anything, because the last thing you want is for your long hair or your hoodie to get stuck underneath the foam roller as you're going back and forth. It is very uncomfortable. I know from experience. So after you do it parallel, we're going to hug those elbows in as tight as you can. And then you'll roll again in that same area. Okay? From here, I'm going to tilt just ever so slightly. Maybe I'll move my legs so that I can get in between where that shoulder blade is and my spine. So right now when I'm rolling that, my focus is right here. Okay? And by winging my elbow in, it allows that muscle to stretch and then get some blood flow in there and get rolled out. Okay? So that's why we wing those elbows in. If you leave them too wide, you're gonna roll right on top of that shoulder blade, and it's not gonna feel good. You're not gonna have a good time. So I'm gonna turn so you can see a little different angle. We're doing our standard one. We're here. After that, we wing those elbows in. I'm gonna tip slightly to the side, and I'm still gonna roll right in there. And I'm getting right behind that shoulder blade and into my traps. Woo! And if you want to go on top of your shoulder, you can. I've got my shoulder thing going on today. And there you are. Go back neutral. The other side if you need it. And always finish up nice and neutral. Okay? And this actually feels quite nice too. So this isn't foam rolling, but it's a bonus. So if you have a neck that can bend backwards, have those arms out on the foam roller like this, so you can stretch them. So open up those palms, and then start to listen to one shoulder and listen to your other shoulder from side to side. And as you do that, you should feel a stretch kind of right underneath that ear, all the way down your bicep and into your flexors. Okay? Extensors. There we go. So from there, we're going to foam roll our lats. So our latissimus dorsi are what help anchor our shoulders down. Okay, so we're going to start in our armpit, and then come up our back and over and connect into our delts over here. So what we're going to try to do is roll out this tendon right here where the lats come up and then cross over into our arm. Okay? So, down you go. You either have your legs straight or you can have it bent, whatever is up to you. But this upper body, we want to have our armpit in there, thumb facing up. Slowly lean it forward, just slightly back, right? So not all the way on the chest and not on your back, because we were just there, but just ever so slightly, like a little inch forward, a little inch back. And then you're gonna push. A little forward, a little back. Push. And then as you do that, you're gonna find a spot. Mine is right there. Once you find that spot, you're gonna saw back and forth, back and forth, back and forth a few times. And then when you've had enough fun, you'll bend that elbow to then do your other side. So again, we start with our armpit. Thumbs up, right? So you don't want to have your thumb down because then your lat isn't getting stretched. Let's have that thumb up, please. You can do whatever you want to with your legs. We're gonna roll it slowly forward. Woo, this one's sore for me today. Slowly back. So I'm gonna do another one there. Ooh, because that felt really good right there. And then we go, and slowly back, slowly forward. And this one, my friend, is pretty tight because I'm a side sleeper. If you're a side sleeper, I bet you're going to enjoy this one. A little forward, back. And then again, whenever you find that line, like mine was right here, you're going to saw back and forth. and you're going to breathe as you're doing it. So if you're like me and you have a tight lat, you might feel a little tingling going on down your wrist and into your hand. Seems like to be a normal response with, you know, tight muscles and in your nerves. So it's just pinching a little bit. Try to relax the neck as much as you can. And then when you're done, you go ahead and bend that elbow in. Next on our list was going to be IT bands. So I'm gonna change my position again so you can see my legs. We're gonna start where your hip joint is, so where your glutes and your tensor fasciae lata come together and create your IT band. Notice I am a straight line. My foot is not out here, or my torso isn't all the way out here. I am perfectly perpendicular to the foam roller. This foot need to be in front or in back. Also notice how my knee, my hip bone, and my toe are all facing sideways, also perpendicular to the foam roller and parallel to the floor. I am not rotating that knee up, because once we do that, we're no longer rolling on our IT band, okay? So I'm gonna go from my hip all the way down to right about there, and then back on up. But I'm gonna do it in the right line, okay? So I'm gonna bend my elbow, kind of do like a little army crawl, back and forward and back. And again, some people this will be really tight, so when we've had enough fun, we just roll off it, okay? Other direction, we sit right there where the glutes and the TFL come in to create the IT band. This leg can be either here or here. I showed it in front last time. I'll do it behind this time so you can see this leg better. My hip bone, my knee, my toe are all facing, forward, perpendicular to the foam roller and parallel to the floor. So here I go. Woo. I go back and forth, all the way to that hip, and then back on towards that knee. Okay. There we are. And again, after you've had enough fun, relax. Now let's say you have really tight QLs in your back. After you foam rolled a little bit, a really nice stretch after you do this is to stop here, relax, all the way down. And then you can either keep this leg here because you're gonna start to feel a stretch on your side, or you can also straighten that out, engage that core so that way you're a straight line, and then take this hand up over your head as you hold it, and you feel that big stretch. So when I say big stretch, I'm feeling this all the way in my back where the quadratus lumborum comes up, down into my hip, and then I feel it down my IT band, especially when I put this hand over. If I want to feel it even more, I can put this foot down and just ever so slightly rotate back on myself. And breathe. Okay, so that's a nice one, especially if you are a new mother. Last one that we're going to do today is our quads. Pretty simple, especially after the IT band and the lats. If you are a female, you are going to start all the way at the top of your hip bones. If you're a male, you are going to go up as high as it feels comfortable for you. And we are going to keep those legs parallel first as we army crawl forward, right by the kneecap, and then back on down. Okay, I'm going to change my angle again. On the hip bones, army crawl it forward. My legs are staying parallel. And then you take it wide, turn the feet out. And then pigeon toe, just like we did with the hamstrings. Woo. And then that pigeon toe, you're gonna feel it closer to that kneecap too. And then when you're done with that, I told you I'd give you a bonus today. So if you made it this far in the video, well done, well done. You get rewarded with a bonus. So if you are prone to shin splints, listen up. You wanna start with the foam roller right here on that bony part of your tibia, okay? So you're gonna have that part, bloop, down, hands in front of you. Get that other part down, make sure you're nice and parallel underneath your hips. And you can either walk it with your hands or make it a nice little core activity and draw your legs in and back on out. Lean to the side, whoo. I say whoo because I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. And as we go from side to side, you can feel it all along that tibia. And then, we're done. And then lastly, our calves. So, we're gonna start with our legs on top of the foam roller like so. If this is too tight for your hamstrings, I would maybe recommend a little stick roller, okay? Or a roller that you kind of put underneath like this, and then you like bring it in like so, almost like you're kneading out dough. You could either kind of do the opposite of what we just did and go side to side, but I find that that's kind of scratches the surface of our calves. But that is one option. Second option is to cross our ankle, and then we're gonna kind of rotate back and forth to see if we have any pinch points. And scooch forward, ooh, and scooch forward. And you can learn all sorts of things, what feels tight, because don't forget, all of our tendons and little muscles that control our feet, they run up the backs of our legs, okay? So when you find a spot, boop, 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 you just start to bend and straighten that knee. Let's say I wanna really get into it, I can lift myself up and do that a bit more, to try to just get a bit deeper, or I could use like a lacrosse ball or a tennis ball. Lacrosse balls are a bit better, and then kind of follow that line back on down, and back behind the knee, and down, okay? And then you'll switch. So first, side to side, just like we did with our lats, kind of exploring a little bit. Got front and back, and side to side. If you know, you know. All right, and then you can go back and forth either like this, or keep your bum on the ground and bend and straighten your legs. And then scoot yourself forward and bend and straighten, or scoot yourself backwards and bend and straighten. Okay, but along that line of wherever the little hinge point is. Okay, so that is how you foam roll. Thank you for being here. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you enjoy the foam rolling, and I hope you do it. That's the most important thing. So if you ever need help foam rolling, come see me here. Until next time, friends, ta-ta for now.